Hello, my friends. Today is May the 19th, and this is a psychic reading for today. If this is your birth date, this is a reading to cover the year to follow. It's a 4 card pull, a general energy card for the year, challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, or an outcome or synopsis card. I do readings over the internet or at my place in Albuquerque. I also do healing work. Check out my credits if you're interested. This is approximately 7 to 10 minutes, so bear with me. Blessed be. This is the general energy card of the year, Eros. And Eros is about tasting and touching those experiences where you want to merge with someone else or something else. It's music music that touches you deeply. There's Eros there. Books that you read that take your imagination into flights of fancy. There's Eros there. Nature. There's Eros there. When you're touched by a space, when you're in a power place on the earth, when you're in the mystery and the dynamic of some magical sphere in the woods, and the fairies are talking to you, or the owls are talking to you, or nature is talking to you deeply about your own nature. There's the union of being with someone else in the way of love, in the way of sex, in the way of just communion. There's an Eros there. There's a sweetness there. There's a touching of something beyond the self there. They're not even touching, but it's been an experience of the sweetness between you and something or someone else. There's that taste of wanting to take them in, and yet Eros can be everything, also down to friendship, the sweet friendship between two people that one doesn't have to finish the other one's words, and there's just a communality of love and essence and sharing. There's a sweetness there, and that's what I think this year is really reminding you to look at, to remember. What are the sweetnesses that can take you out of any kind of depression or any kind of anxiety, that can remind you that you're bigger than those things. There's also that sense of what kind of sweetness maybe are you trying to capture that can't be captured, because those things outside are things outside, and they're not something to be captured and taken to you and kept to you quite often. They're the experience of finding that taste and that essence within yourself that reminds you that you are already this sacred sweetness. So Eros is a very powerful energy for this year. And where does it play in you? Your challenge is the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is normally, I think, a great place of believing and trusting in your powers, your inspiration, your will. It has taken you to a place where you feel like you're connected to source, and understand deeply the value of both day and night, the value of multiple understandings of things, the value of commitment to one's spiritual practices, the fires that raise one up and don't tear one down. So that's your challenge, though. I think your challenge is facing something that no longer feels like you believe in it, or you have any depth in it, you have any power in it, that you don't have any trust in it. Maybe it's a situation where you're after, Eros, you're after love, and you're not requited. It's not given back to you. Maybe it's a situation where you feel depressed and unworthy, and you don't feel like you're allowed to have love in your life, or that Creator wants you to feel loved, or that your family wants you to feel loved, or that anybody, even you, wants you to feel love and inspired and connected to Source in the deepest of ways. So this is not necessarily about love again, but it's about that taste of sweetness, of inspiration, of sacred inspiration, of when something says, boy, it's going to be against a lot of odds to to go in that direction, toward that essence that's calling my spirit forward, that's calling my sacredness forward. But I have to undergo, I have to will myself forward to do something. So where's your will? I think your will becomes possibly angry, or your will becomes possibly depressed, uh, because something is ending. It's a 10 because something is ending and you don't want it to end. Now, um, what is ending? Maybe a relationship of some kind that has fed you on some kind of way, and you don't know how to separate yourself from. I think the energy of the relationship that defined you and now become your own sense of definition again. So what is the action you have to take? Well, listen, dreaming, daydreaming, visioning, vision questing, getting out of your head and getting into your soul, into your heart. You're not gonna, this is some kind of, I think old abandonment issue that that has followed you and that has defined you in some ways, and you're facing once more kind of a sense of the dark night of your belief system, a dark night of your soul system, dark sense of your sense of being connected and inspired and allowed to have the sweetness of vitality, of life, of enthusiasm, of sacred spirit. And you have to go on a different quest. You have to look at it in a different way. You have to open your imagination and say, well, this is not the end all. This is not the be all. This situation doesn't mean that I am unlovable or dead, or needing to hide myself away. I can live my life. I can open myself up to new dreams. I can envision myself in new places, and I can learn to let go of what has iced over my heart. I think, the outcome or synopsis card is this one, and I think this is a beautiful emblem of saying, I'm opening my iced over heart. My heart feels cold and uh, and rocky and ice hard, and how do I melt that? How do I trust again? How do I step into something new again? Well, I have to remember that I am worthy, and that I am loved, and that I am, a powerful being, and that this doesn't define me. The definition of me is not of one that has been, cast in bad spells, or evil words, or mean unkindnesses. So, there's a lot to work through here, and it's only going to take a willingness, I think, to dream it in a new way. And you have that possibility this year of dreaming this in a new way and allowing things to change, and allowing yourself to look at your old wounds, and remembering that you can rekindle Eros by going to those things that you have tasted sweetness with before, and opening yourself up once more, into music, go into nature, go into self-care, go into yoga, go into meditation, go into eating good foods and taking care of your body, go into breathing deeply and reconnecting into your sacred spirit of juice and energy and vitality. Go into singing, go into creativity, go into, a group about philosophy, and expand your mind. Ultimately, it's about your fire and your heat, and what you're going to do with your fire and your heat. So, using your breath to change your fire patterns is a great way. Using your exercises and your body movements to change your patterns is another really strong possibility here of doing some healing work to open the icy heart. Change your patterns. Heat yourself up in a different way. Move yourself in a place that's more aware from you of what you're doing. Move yourself, and then stop yourself, and then dream yourself anew. Aho, blessed be.